Okay. Hello, my name is Rodrigo Orcellet, and with my partners, Matias Gareis and Agustín Gotte, we are going to present our work. This paper is titled Well Water in the Guarani Aquifer region, analysis of water purification by reverse osmosis systems. Next, please. One of the grand challenge of the National Academy of Engineering is the development of effective methods to purify water to face the drinking water scarcity issue. Next, please. It is important to differentiate between the lack of water and the lack of effective methods to purify water. Usually, there is a water source anywhere, but many times we don't know how to treat it, to purify it. The aim of this paper is to propose reverse osmosis as a great alternative to the treatment of groundwater, and especially applied in our region, the Argentinian littoral. Next. This presentation will be divided in 4 parts. First, current state of the Guarani Aquifer. Second, concept of reverse osmosis as a tool in water purification process. Third, reverse osmosis and the Guarani Aquifer. And finally, economic analysis and advantages of reverse osmosis systems. Now, my partner Agustín will continue with the presentation.
Well, important question for us is what is the Guarani Aquifer and why it is so important? Well, it is one of the biggest water reservoirs in the world, and it doesn't belong to a single country. It is distributed between Brazil, Argentina, Paraguay, and Uruguay. And another important thing is the estimated amount of water that it has. It is estimated on 35,000 cubic kilometers of water, and it has a recovery rate of 150 cubic kilometers per year. These characteristics make it a solid source of water for the next generation. Next slide, please. Well, other important aspect to see here are the economic activities of this region. We can remark 2 of these being agriculture and animal breeding. These 2 economical activities make something rare to find big cities, because if we have a more green land, it is more useful for this activity. And to this, we can find a relative low population density, and small cities and towns. And normally we can find that small cities or town doesn't have a river near, so they should supply the demand of water using groundwater. Next slide, please. Well, what are the pollutants we can find in groundwater? Well, first of all, we can find pesticides, and this is due to agriculture and other methods to improve the farming. We can find minerals that groundwater carries from to the surface, and microorganisms that these have different sources, but most common are the leaks on septic tanks. Well, now Matias will show us how reverse osmosis works in purified system.
Okay, now I'm going to talk about the reverse osmosis. Reverse osmosis is based on the principle of osmosis. In osmosis, a semi-permeable membrane separates two solutions, as seen in the picture. This membrane allows some compounds like water pass through it, but does not allow larger compounds through it. The natural conduct or the natural behavior in osmosis is that the water to move throughout the membrane from the dilute to the concentrated side until the concentrations is equal. Concentration stabilizes when the ratio of the amount of the water to the amount of the particle on both sides of the membrane is the same. In the first picture, we can see this concept of the concentration stabilis. Bien. In reverse osmosis, pressure is applied in the concentrated side, that is in the contaminated side. This pressure forces the osmotic process to reverse. With adequate pressure, the contaminated water passes throughout the membrane without residue. This conduct or this process can be seen in the pictures. More precisely, in the second picture, we can see the water flow from the concentrated or the contaminated water to the filtered water or the dilute water. This is for the pressure applied on the side of the contaminated water. After this process, the purified water or the clean water is collected in a storage tank or in a storage container, and it is ready to be consumed or used. And the contaminants are eliminated as wastewater. Okay. A stage of the process. In this picture, we can find three main stages of the process of the purification water system by means of reverse osmosis. There are three main stages. The first is the pre-treatment. The pre-treatment is very important because if the feed water contains large particles and a lot of pressure is applied, the membrane will be damaged. Next, we can find the high pressure pump. This pump gives the necessary pressure to the reverse osmosis process to happen. And for last, we can see the membrane. In the membrane is where produce the reverse osmosis process. As I said, the pre-treatment process is very important in the reverse osmosis water purification system. Because if the feed water is not pre-treated, the contaminants present in the water could get stuck in the pores of the membrane, clogging it. And if the membrane clogging, this stop working, and in the worst case, this can break or can damage. In the first picture, we can see these pollutants or contaminants get stuck in the membrane clogging. For this reason, the pre-treatment is very important and necessary in the reverse osmosis systems, and the pre-treatment is generally carried out by means of activated carbon filters. Now, Agustín, continue.
Okay. So, why we want to use reverse osmosis in the Guarani Aquifer? Well, usually producers use a lot of chemicals like pesticides or herbicides to improve the production in farming. And there is a high risk of these contaminants getting into the groundwater and then pass to humans, damaging the health. While using reverse osmosis, we can purify fresh water from all these pollutants. Next slide, please. Well, but we should differentiate. We should show the difference between reverse osmosis and reverse osmosis system. Reverse osmosis system is the process, but the system contains different stages, as Matias said. There is no silver bullet to purify water, so we must use activated carbon filter and sediment filters to improve the efficiency of purification system. Usually, we use activated carbon filter to eliminate the chemicals like pesticides and herbicides and bacteria, and sediment filters to separate fresh water from minerals. Now, Rodrigo will show us the advantages of reverse osmosis system.
Well, what are the advantages of reverse osmosis? We highlighted three positive aspects of reverse osmosis: simplicity, cost, and low power requirements. Next slide, please. There are two aspects that makes reverse osmosis systems very simple. The first aspect is the few parts. All reverse osmosis systems have the same parts: water pump, activated carbon filter, a storage tank, pretreatment filter, and optional a faucet. And next slide, please. And another aspect that makes simple the reverse osmosis, is the load and easy maintenance. These systems only needs change pretreatment filter annually, replace the membrane, and drain the storage tank every 2 weeks to renovate the water. And next, please. Another advantage is the cost. And reverse osmosis residential reverse osmosis system can cost around 30,000 pesos. This price can seem high, but the money saving during the use is also high. Next, please. While liter of bottled water can cost 10 pesos. A liter of water produced by reverse osmosis cost generally less than 0.3 pesos per liter, a huge difference. And finally, the last advantages is the low power requirements. Only the water pump needs electricity to run. For these reasons, sorry, the system, the reverse osmosis system, can be powered by solar panels or another clean energy. For this reason, this system can be used in the rural areas on the Argentinian littoral to purify the groundwater. Next, sorry, now my partner Matias continue with the presentation.
Well, to conclude, throughout of this paper, we have focused in the use of reverse osmosis in the reverse osmosis systems in the Guarani Aquifer region, specifically in the littoral Argentina. In this area or in this region, due to the activity, the agriculture activity, the presence of a pesticide and the presence and use of the pesticide is very frequent, and this translated into the contamination of the groundwater. This is very worrisome since the well water is consumed by the inhabitants of the rural areas, and the consumption of contaminated water can produce health problems in the people, in the inhabitants. And according to what was analyzed in this work and this presentation, we conclude that the reverse osmosis system is an effective method to purify well water due to its high filtering performance and low operation cost. And these advantages make the reverse osmosis water purification systems the great option and alternative to treat groundwater, and this is the water that are present in the Guarani Aquifer region, and it is used by inhabitants of the rural areas. And this is all. In this slide and the next, we can see the reference that we use to develop this paper. And finally, thanks for your attention. This is all.